All right, guys, working on the subscriber KX250, and in this video, we're gonna do a couple things. So you saw in a previous video that the cylinder came back from porting and replate. Now, when the replater takes your cylinder for replating or whatever, they dry bead blast it, okay? And the rest of the motor has been vapor blasted. So what I'm gonna do is just touch it up in the vapor blaster to get the sheen correct, okay? Because dry blast is a little duller, all right? Number two, we're going to vapor blast all the power valve parts, and I'll do a time lapse of me installing all that. Now, I already have a 6-hour long video on a KX250 engine rebuild. That link is in the upper right. If you need a step-by-step tutorial, that's there. However, on this model, for 05, 06, 07, the power valve is a little different. So what I've done is I added a supplement to that video product. So that way, if you have that year range, you're covered with that power valve type. Now, talking about the power valve, after reviewing the footage of me disassembling it, there's 2 links in there that lift the subport valves. Well, those were backwards and flipped upside down. Okay, so I found that, reviewing the old footage and then installing it, I'm like, man, this stuff was installed backwards and upside down. So I have no idea how it actually was functioning in that situation. I don't know if they were lifting or not or whatever, but obviously it's a good thing that I caught that because now we can assemble it correctly. Okay, so here's the cylinder. We're going to be touching it up in the vapor blaster. This cylinder was sent out for porting work and a replate. Whenever you send it out for a replate, the companies bead blast it, so it's a dry blast, and this finish looks really good and whatnot, but I could tell it's a little rougher than the dry blast. I'm sorry, it's a little rougher than the wet blast, and this tends to like get fingerprints and oil stains on it more so than the vapor blast, okay? So here you can see that this head was vapor blasted and this cylinder was dry blasted, and same with this cover. So the finish is way smoother with vapor blast, and it tends to pick up less dust, if you will, and fingerprints and whatnot. So I want all this, the sheen to match, right? And also, like in here, they bead blasted, and I'll be able to smooth that out even better with a vapor blast. So I'm just going to use low pressure, increase my distance, and it'll turn to a polished look in just a couple of minutes. So I mean, you can see that sheen right there, totally different. So what I'll do is I'll tape it up, and then we will blast it. So I'll just want to protect the inside here. Also need to vapor blast all the power valve components. You can see this cover I did, and it looks mint. This is untouched, so we will blast that as well, and then the vapor blast will take care of all the carbon, and this thing will work like butter once it's all done. Okay, here it is after Vapor Blast, and it's definitely smoother and a little brighter. However, it's not as bright as the head. And who knows, it could be different materials or whatever, but or maybe I just need to throw this back in and shine it up a little more, but it's definitely shinier than it was. Here's this cover. That looks awesome, right? And then here's this one. So I mean, it looks amazing. The covers definitely came out shinier, possibly. I mean, it's just a smoother surface overall, so it'll reflect more light. But yeah, that looks pretty dang good.